Hello and welcome to The Banker. I'm Danielle Myles, Investment Banking and Capital Markets Editor, and I'm here today with Martin Shanahan, CEO of IDA Ireland, which is the government agency responsible for attracting foreign investment. Martin, thank you very much for joining me.
Nice to be here.
You're in London today, pitching to financial services firms who are considering their options post-Brexit. And we've already had a number of banks sort of signal that they may be moving some operations from London to Dublin. What can Dublin or Ireland more generally offer banks that some of the other financial centres in the EU perhaps can't?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a number of things. Obviously, the general operating environment in Ireland is extremely attractive. We already have a very strong financial services cluster, very strong tech cluster, which is attractive to the banks also. I think the fact that we're English-speaking, common law system, the availability of talent and the pro-enterprise policies that we have are proving very attractive to companies considering what they need to do now in a post-Brexit environment.
A number of EU regulators, so namely ESMA and the ECB, have sort of warned about a regulatory race to the bottom in terms of attracting business post-Brexit. And also the Irish Finance Minister and the Irish Central Bank has already raised some concerns about some other cities doing that. What exactly is the worry and what is IDA Ireland's stance on that?
Yeah, I think certainly from what I hear from investors is that they're not looking for light regulation. I think anything but, in fact, they want to know that they are being well regulated. Certainly from the Irish regulators' perspective, they have both the capability and the competence to regulate. And I think what we're going to see is more convergence across Europe in terms of regulatory standards.
Okay, which is how it's supposed to be.
Indeed.
Thinking about your conversations with firms in London, to what extent are some of the soft factors important in their relocation decisions? So I'm thinking sort of quality of life, housing, schools, things like that.
Yeah, I think they're hugely important. I mean, ultimately, you know, these organisations are made up of people who have to work and live in whatever environment the banks or financial institutions are going to choose. So obviously knowing that you have access to commercial office space, that you have access to nice areas for people to live, that, you know, families have access to schooling and so on, I think they're hugely important. And I think this similarity between Ireland and the UK on many cultural aspects, I think, is a great comfort to people making these decisions. So both geographic and cultural proximity is probably a factor.
And to what extent are firms waiting for sort of any further clarity on what the relationship is going to be like between the UK and EU, or any transitional arrangement if that materialises?
I don't think companies are waiting for any further clarification. Certainly the ones that I've spoken to, you know, believe that they now have to put plans in place to deal within a 24-month or less now time frame, because Article 50 has been triggered, that they need to give clarity to their clients, they need to give clarity to their shareholders, and that they need to put this beyond doubt. And I don't think they're awaiting the outcome of discussions in Whitehall or the outcome of discussions in Brussels. They're working on the basis that, you know, Brexit is here, it's going to happen, and they need to make the plans now.
Martin, thank you very much for your time.